Welcome back to Saturday Agenda. I'm Kelmany Dukart. Massive layoffs this week as Disney cut 7,000 jobs and Yahoo cutting 20% of their workforce. Both companies claim that these layoffs are just a part of major restructuring plans, but could this be a sign of more economic uncertainty? Well, joining us now to discuss this and more is the host of Wise Guys, John Tabacco. John, great to see you. Talk to me a little bit behind what these massive layoffs are, what's driving these in the workforce.
Well, look, it sure feels like over the last 12 months, there's been a cascade of large companies who are forecasting that things are going to get worse. We see actions out of the Federal Reserve. We see monetary policy that only tells you inflation is supposed to be coming under control, but it actually isn't, Kilmany. And if you look at the December data, with all the work the Fed's doing, raising rates, inflation actually ticked up again by 0.1%, which is very bad news. And these companies are seeing less productivity from their people coming out of the lockdowns. And at the same time, they're seeing the cost of hiring them go higher and higher, insurance, other considerations. So I think companies are looking for productivity. They're just not getting it, and they can't afford to wait for it.
Yeah, and according to a recent Gallup poll, 50% of Americans right now saying that they are worse off now compared to where they were a year ago. The last time, of course, this occurred was in 2008 and 2009 during the Great Recession area. I mean, John, what do you make again of these figures that we're seeing and sort of the economic projections ahead? Americans don't seem to have a lot of confidence in things turning around.
Unfortunately, I'm with you. And, Kilmany, on Wise Guys, we get to go out in the street and talk to regular folks about what's happened. A lot of those people are proud. They don't say, oh, man, I'm hurting. They say, it's not as good as it was. And, I hear people saying, I'm working Saturdays now at the butcher shop, or I'm bartending in the local pub one night a week because people are just not making enough money to sustain their own bills. And I think that's why even Gallup is saying more than half the country says things ain't so good. And at the same time, real wages, which are compared to inflation under Donald Trump, were up 7%. And since Joe Biden's been president, they've given back that 7 and they're -3. So while inflation's up, people who are still employed and not laid off, they're actually getting 10% less in wages than they were just 2 years ago. So it's like a double whammy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have, of course, during the president's protecting Medicare speech in Tampa yesterday, he again repeated his claims that no person making less than $400,000 a year is going to pay more in taxes. This was something that he said during the State of the Union, John. I mean, talk to me again. We know that the Congressional Budget Office says that's absolutely not true.
Well, look, that $400,000 number was really a parlor trick. I think about 60% of the small businesses in America are 1 or 2 employees, and they average about $350,000 a year in revenue. So they were very careful to keep it under 400, not to scare all those sole proprietors and small business people who are just trying to make a buck. But the truth of the matter is, we're seeing people in all different areas of life getting hit with taxes and surcharges and utility bills, which all come back to federal monetary policy and the Biden administration's policies. And, frankly, just from the regular folks' standpoint, people are really hurting out there.
Yeah. Well, John Tabacco, great to see you. We appreciate your analysis as always. And be sure to check out John's show, Wise Guys with John Tabacco, every Saturday night at 10 p.m. right here on Newsmax. Watch this as John and his fellow Wise Guys, as they take to the streets of New York. You won't want to miss it.